Hey guys and girls, my name's Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. As you can see, I've got another Fortnite Battle Royale match for you to enjoy, and it's an early solo game which I should have posted a while ago, but I kind of been lazy and stuff. And also, first thing, I'd like to apologise for not getting a video out last week, well, earlier in the week on a Wednesday. I normally do one on a Wednesday and a Saturday. I'm sort of going to break the cycle this week, so I'm going to post this tomorrow, which is Friday, and then I'm going to do my Saturday video on Sunday instead, so that there's a gap in between. And I decided to skip out the early sections because all I did was glide to the floor and I landed in the barn, well, the farmhouse, and then I just looted the entire farmhouse, and I just sort of cut to the point here where I've actually first encountered somebody. There's a guy, I hear him, he's upstairs, I saw his shadow, you saw it earlier as well, and now he's sort of just disappeared. I'm stalking him, trying to find where he is, and that's about it. So you caught up, that's all that's happened so far. Right, so a couple of reasons as to why I didn't do a gameplay commentary on Wednesday. I was doing stuff on Monday night, so I woke up late on Tuesday, and it sort of messed up my entire schedule. And I was trying to get a video out, but then my friend was bugging me to jump online, and I ended up streaming instead. So I did do something. I didn't like do any. I didn't completely forgo stuff on my channel, stuff like that. But I was live streaming on Twitch. So if you want to check me out, sometimes I do stream quite well, not regularly. I stream all over the place. I managed to find a dude, obviously, and I shoot him in the back and didn't take any damage. And he was going for a purple scar, so thanks for that, I guess. And something a little bit different as well is that I've decided to cut scenes instead of fast forward because literally nothing happened up until this point again. So you'll see that in a couple of my earlier matches, just because I'm spending a lot of time just looting, gathering resources, and just generally playing it really cool. I don't really play solos that much. It's not what I enjoy. Going forward, a lot of the games that you'll see will be duos and squads, both pubs, well, okay, mainly pub squads and friend squads, and playing duos with friends. I never play duos solo or with pubs. And they will have a lot of live commentary, because obviously I'm talking about teammates and stuff like that. So that's kind of the other reason why I wanted to use these gameplays, because I did use my mic and I was doing a live comment at the time, but because there's so many downsides, not downsides, because there's so many like low points and dull moments, I wasn't really talking. So I was just just sitting there in silence basically, and that's not very entertaining to watch. So I thought I'd take out all of that live com, and then I just put my own gameplay commentary on. So yeah, as I said, Tuesday I was going to get a video up for Wednesday, but I ended up jumping online and just live streaming instead. And another reason as well is that earlier in the week, and for the past couple of weeks actually, the PSN's been suffering some issues. Fortnite servers have been absolutely shocking, and so I haven't had a lot of game time, if I'm honest with you. And between work and stuff, I kind of do want to play a little bit, and I don't mind getting a video up and stuff. Like I do enjoy making good videos and putting them out, and I love getting responses from them as well. I really enjoy that. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing. And there is something I want to talk about in terms of YouTube in the next couple of weeks, but I'm gonna wait for the time being, 'cause it's not quite right for me to talk about it just yet. But there is something I want to talk about, and it's a little bit annoying, something that YouTube has done recently or planning to do, and yeah, I'll talk about that going in the future. Right, so today is actually the 1st of February, and well, as you can see, I'm getting lit up. I think it's the guy on the roof, I'm not quite sure, but then someone dies, so I imagine there's two people here, so maybe the guy shooting me gets killed. So whoever shot the guy basically saved my life. And I sort of expected an attack because I was running with the wall, but my response was just so slow. And I went from 150 down to 10 HP, so I really easily could have died right there. I guess the guy saved me, or I don't know, maybe I got lucky with the build or whatever. But anyway, what was I talking about? So yeah, today's the 1st of February, which is crazy. Like the whole of January's gone already. We're only 11 months away from the end of this year being over. Wait, 11 months away from this year being over. Technically 9 months away from Christmas, because this year I'm going to start Christmas. I know it's too early to talk about it, but this year I'm going to start Christmas on November. Forget the Coca-Cola advert. I think they've made budget cuts. They've stopped showing it as often as they used to show it. So, and also I don't watch much TV either, which is not a good combination. So I'm going to start in November, and then I'm going to sort of end it like mid-January. But this year, because it was my first Christmas in my own house, I've left my decorations up. And I know for some people it's bad luck, or they claim it's bad luck, and some people just don't like doing it for whatever reason. I guess they're tired of Christmas by this point, but I started Christmas late. But I didn't really put any decorations up until the start of December, so I said to myself that I was going to leave them up a bit longer. And also, that's something else at home as well. Like obviously, living with my parents, they set the schedule for Christmas. They put it up whenever, they take it down whenever. But we usually follow that rule. I think it's like 12 days after Christmas or something. You take it down in January the 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. And some people say it's unlucky. Now, when a few years back, I actually looked up as to why it was unlucky. And the reason why people take their Christmas decorations down, if they believe in that myth, is that back in the olden days, Christmas decorations were mainly made from like living materials, so like bushes, trees, flowers, that sort of stuff. And it was said that if you took your stuff into your house, and if you didn't take it out again, because these trees and stuff had spirits that lived in them, and if you didn't take them out, then they would haunt you for the rest of the year or something. Which to be honest with you, I don't really believe that stuff. But also, a lot of the modern day decorations are made from tin foil, plastic, that sort of stuff. No spirits living in that, right? So the theory, I mean, the myth doesn't really stand anymore. I guess it could still be applied to the Christmas tree, but it's whatever to me. I don't really believe in that sort of stuff. So my decoration is still in my house. I'm not really bothered about. I don't believe in that stuff, as I said. I will take it down at some point though. My tree is looking really, really dead. Well, not really dead. Like, it's proper dry though. I haven't watered it for a while. And I suppose that leads me on to. Nah, actually, I'm going to leave that till next Christmas. So remind me if I don't remember, but I'll talk about how to pick out a good Christmas tree next year. I was watching the TV program, and they sort of mentioned a few points, so I'll share those points with you next Christmas. Kind of silly talking about it now. But one of the reasons why I haven't really done anything about my tree is because, as I said, I don't really believe in that sort of stuff. And because it's my first Christmas in my own house, I thought, sod it, I'm going to do what I want. And because I started Christmas late, I thought I'd extend it a bit longer. So I've left them up until end of January. But February is my cut-off point. I don't want to leave it any later than that. So sometime this week, I'm going to take everything down, box it all away, put it away. To find, well, I say find space to put it in my house, but it's just a case of where do I want to leave it for the next 10 months, you know. So yeah, that's probably my weekend plan sorted. Take down my Christmas decorations, put them away about a month after everyone else has already done so. Right, so going back to the gameplay, as you can see, I am in the top 3 now, and it kind of bugs me that they don't distinguish between how many players are left and, you know, including you, rather than just a total number. And I know it's probably just to make things a bit simpler for the game, but when I first started playing, it always confused me. So when I saw 3 there, I would think there's 3 other people. I don't think 3 minus 1, 2 other people, you know what I mean? So it's just one of the things that you sort of just pick up as you play the game. But as a starting out person, I would have liked to have been easier to distinguish between what's going on. I remember this match, I thought the 2 enemies were to the left of me, so I pushed to the right. Turns out that this guy was in front of me and he was pushing up to the left, well, his left. So we sort of met head on, and I was 75% health, he had a scar plus shield, and he managed to kill me. And I decided to stay to the end of the match. I watched how it ends, and it turns out they were both on the right hand side of where I was. And that guy just got nailed across the map. Well, not nailed across the map, but he got tagged a few times, didn't know where the shots were coming from, and the other guy had pretty decent accuracy because he managed to land pretty much all of his shots and killed the other person without taking any damage. Right, see, this is the start of a fresh match. I believe it's the one directly after. No, it's not. I think it's a different day altogether. But I'm playing solos again. Again, this is very early match, which is why I'm playing solos. I very rarely play solos these days. It's all about squads and duos, mostly squads. But this is another early piece of gameplay, so you'll see that as you watch the gameplay. And I thought I'd leave that clip at the start. I don't normally show the jump, but I really like the different, like the day and night cycle. Dusk and dawn, and the middle of the night when the moon's up. I just love the scenery in this game. It's really nice, and it'd be quite interesting to play like a completely dark map. I guess it'd be kind of boring. They'd have to make it smaller so that people don't just sit in bushes the entire game, which they'll probably do anyway. But it'd just be nice to play like a dark map all the time, or a constant day map, or just different weather patterns. I know they've started to add a bit more like mist and stuff like that, but if they had like permanent locations where it was like, actually, I don't know, permanent locations or permanent map cycles. So I was thinking they could split like quadrants, so you've got like a dark side of the map, you got a light side, then you got mist, and you got maybe even like snow and stuff. But I'm hoping they'll add that towards the end of the year, assuming we're all still playing Fortnite by that time. Definitely want to see some sort of snow drop, you know, and just like snow on the ground, that sort of stuff. And I predict that if we are playing this time, later in the year, they will of course add that for the next seasons and so on and so forth. But wait and see. Fortnite is a game that I've been putting a lot of hours into recently, and I'll talk more about why I love it so much in a future video. But today I'm just going to talk about stuff that I've noticed as I'm going back and watching this legacy footage. Now, it's been about 3 months since I first started playing. I can't believe it's been that long. I've put in a lot of hours since. I've made some nice new friends. I've learned some, you know, obviously I've learned how to play the game a lot better than what I do in this early piece of gameplay. And you'll see that going forward in some of the live comms that I post. And I do look forward to sharing those live comms with you. Don't worry, I won't stop making gameplay commentaries, but obviously now that I'm starting to stream a bit more, you will see a few more live comms on the channel. I'll make more of a conscious effort to put them up. I've always recorded live comms since Uncharted 4 multiplayer, but I don't talk as much in those because obviously I'm not talking with teammates or anything, but in the live comms that I do for Fortnite, constantly chattering, and just there's a lot of banter as well, just in between games, which is why I live stream, because I don't always post that banter, but it's just funny. Well, I think it's funny anyway, and it's just, you know, it's just a bit of a laugh every now and then when we talk about something silly. So that's why I stream, because there's things that I would miss out if I didn't actually do, you know, live streaming. I wouldn't post them as a normal video, and obviously they don't form part of a live com or gameplay commentary or anything like that. So there will be some more videos, different types going forward into the future. As I said, I'll still be doing gameplay commentaries, but I'll probably dotter in quite a few more live comms as well, assuming I stick to my schedule and just keep up with it. But yeah, I just look forward to sharing those videos with you in the future, and hopefully we're all still playing Fortnite by that time, because it could be that Fortnite just blows over before summer, and then all my footage will be just sitting on my hard drive doing nothing, which has happened to other games that I've played in the past. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I'll just try and keep on it, and obviously just keep badgering me for that gameplay, and I'll just keep putting it up. Alright, so this match is sort of drawing to a close. There's only 9 people left altogether, so there's 8 other enemies out there. There's just a few more points I just want to make before the video comes to an end. If I manage to talk to the point the video finishes, then great. If I don't, then I'll just let the rest of the live com play out. At the moment, no live com at all, because I've been talking so far. Anyway, so early matches, I just laugh when I watch some of my early matches. Some of the stuff that I do is just funny. My building is really slow, sometimes not on point. My looting game is even slower if possible. I'm just sitting there thinking about what I want to swap out, and sometimes I'll carry like multiples of the same weapon, which in fairness I still do now, but that's because I want to carry multiples, whereas in the past I would just carry them and never use multiples. I'd never swap weapons. I always just reload the first one, for example. So then what's the point in picking up multiples of the same, you know? And then also picking up weapons like the scope, the SMGs, and I know I've got like decent colours of them, you know, like purples or blues or whatever, but the scope rifles are pretty bad. I never use them anyway. I rarely use them, and they're pretty terrible. I know they're trying to improve them, but you know, back in the day they were terrible, and these days they're not that much better. And then SMGs as well, and as I've played the game, I've realised that SMGs are more likely to get me killed more than anything else. So it's just funny that I'm picking them up at the start, well, early matches, and then not really using them anyway. That's the main point. I'm not picking them up, I'm not really using them, so what's the point of picking them up? And as I said, some weapons share ammo pools, so if you've got multiples and you don't just use the multiples, then you're just carrying a weapon for no reason. And then of course, when it comes to things like healing, I'm pretty slow on the healing side of things, and not always picking up extra like bandages and medkits. It's funny how I'll just see like a medkit and think, yeah, that'll get me to 100%, but then I'll drop bandages and carry like a second assault rifle, which I'm not going to use anyway. So if you use a medkit, then technically you've run out of medicals, you know, heals. So it's just funny. And also, looking back in general, quite a bit has changed in the game. They've added a few more varieties of different weapons, you know, silenced SMGs, pistols, that sort of thing, but more shields and stuff as well. So I guess the looting game, you know, these days is slightly different to what it was at the start. But in general, I like going back to watch early gameplay, whether it's, you know, Fortnite or Uncharted, Call of Duty, whatever. Well, I guess my Call of Duty game has always been pretty decent. About the first couple of weeks, you know, sort of a warm-up practice session, but after that I played enough Call of Duty to play the same after a certain point, so it's not so much Call of Duty, but the other games for sure I've definitely improved. Well, you improve obviously all the time, whatever game you play. Well, that's the story for me anyway. If I start out a new game, it'll be really rough, but then, you know, as the weeks and months go by, if I'm still playing it, I'll definitely improve, get better, and hopefully towards the end of the year I'm almost, not necessarily, you know, professional, but almost to the point where I'm confident enough to take on, you know, any other player, any other team. Hopefully, well, that's the end goal of any competitive shooter, to get to that point where there's nothing else for you to learn. But in a game like Fortnite, there's always something new, and I'm constantly picking up new tips and stuff like that. And of course, when I add new stuff, it sort of not always changes the meta, but it does sort of mess things around a bit. So you've only got 5 slots, but because they've increased the number of weapons, because they've increased the variety of weapons, what do you carry in those 5 slots now? And of course, they've increased the numbers of shields and stuff that you can pick up. So not the number of shields you can pick up, but the variety of shields that you can pick up. So again, which ones you take, big ones, small ones, and then the pros and cons of taking each of those. So there's always stuff to learn, and that's probably one of the reasons why I'm still enjoying Fortnite, having played it pretty solidly for 3 months. Well, semi-solidly for 3 months. Is that there's always stuff for me to master, and my shooting in Fortnite is still bad. I don't really understand. I'm better than what I was, but I'm still really shaky sometimes when I'm under pressure, or sometimes when I have like a really easy shot, I'll just miss it, and I don't know why. And I'm still really struggling with like the recoil pattern of the ARs and other weapons like that. I don't really get it. Like, I'm sure there's more to it than just me missing my shots. I know that it has random spread as you shoot, and it's not always the same pattern over and over again, like in other games like Call of Duty and stuff. I just missed that guy there, really annoying. But yeah, it's a game where I don't quite fully understand the shooting mechanics, and even though sometimes it looks as though I'm pretty competent, there are other times where I'm shooting and I'm just missing like easy shots, and I don't know why. And that's something that really bugs me about this game. And I know they're planning on trialing like a new shooting mechanic, and I can't wait for that to come out, and I hope they improve it. Weapons do need some sort of like stable recoil pattern. I'm not saying it should be easy to handle, don't get me wrong. I'm just I missed that guy again. I'm just saying that like if you fire a certain weapon over the course of 1,000 bullets, it should have like a distinct recoil pattern so that you can learn that recoil pattern. If it's random every single time, it's not really fair, because if you get into like a really intense 1v1, for example, the person, if you're both using the same weapon, one person might have like a really generous recoil pattern, the other person might just get some random spread, and it could happen, you know, for both players. It could happen for neither players. But if it comes down to a crucial point like that, at least that's my interpretation of the recoil in this game. I don't know the recoil and the spread of the weapons. That's my interpretation. But if you know, someone's got some evidence or information to prove contrary, then let me know. But I'm still struggling. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I'd like to think I'm quite a fast learner, but this game sometimes just throws me completely. And don't even get me started on shotguns. It's just so unpredictable for me when I use shotguns. It's unreal. Anyway, as you can see, so it's down to a 1v1. For some reason, I had the height advantage. I could have built a base. I decided to jump down and rush, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If the guy had been, you know, preoccupied with looting or whatever, I could have maybe, you know, hit him from behind or whatever. But I jumped down. He saw me. He got shots. I panicked. I ran away behind this building. I tried to build to go onto the roof. I don't really know what I was doing there. Completely messed it up. Built stairs either side, but not actually going to the roof to try and get the height advantage. The guy came around the corner. He had full shield, full health. I had a scar, and well, I just got straight melted. But lesson learned, and that ties in with the title of the video, because as I said, I'm still learning Fortnite and there's things I'm still trying to improve on, and every time I fail an engagement like that, I learn something new. I learn that I need to approach it better, and I obviously I know not to make the same mistake again, hopefully, in theory. Right, so that will do it for today's video. As per usual, if you enjoyed the content, consider tapping on that button. I really do appreciate it. And as always, if you've got any thoughts you'd like to share, maybe you've got anything I've talked about today, let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully next week I'll be back on track with making 2 videos, gameplay commentaries, but I might throw in some live comms as well. And of course, I'll be streaming. Don't know when I'll be streaming, but I'll be streaming some random times. So if you're free, check me out. All the links are in the description and obviously on the screen as well. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.